again after I hit record. How's everybody doing? Is this Twitch chat thing totally broken up here? Is this just hosed? Does this just not work? Does that just not do anything? I was like, I should put Twitch chat over on the side. That would be a nice. That'd be a good. That'd be good to, for archives of the streams and stuff, to have Twitch chat. But this is, I don't, it doesn't, well, shit. I guess I'll just turn that off then. And we'll think about that some other time. Hi, I'm Jeff Gerstmann. I've been doing video game coverage and video game industry coverage. For this year marks the 30th year, technically. If you want to talk about, since I earned a steady living from it, that's probably more like 96. And I kind of never looked back. Kind of dropped out of college. That would imply that I ever actually truly went to college. I took a college class, and then they were going to show Mortal Kombat 3 in Reno, and so I said, "Hey, it was a journalism class." And that my former boss of the magazine I worked for before said, you should go to school and learn how to do this because you're not, what the fuck are you doing? And so he had me go to this community college, and then there I did like man on the street interviews for a college in an area that I didn't live in. So they would just go ask the students what they think about something happening in Contra Costa County. And I'm like, okay. And I hated doing it. I was terrible at it, but I went out and did it. And then I went to the teacher at one point and said, hey, look, man, this is all super fun, doing the school newspaper and learning how to do this the right way and all this. And the teacher was well regarded and all this sort of stuff. The guy who sent me there was right to do so. I was dog shit at writing. And I went to him and said, like, I've got to go to a trade show to cover an event. And he was like, oh, you've got to go do this job for real. Well, get the fuck out of here. And then he gave me an A, even though I didn't show up for the rest of the semester. Which was pretty good, I guess. So we drove. I'm trying to remember if we drove or if we flew to Reno, but this was Mortal Kombat 3. So I'd been doing this for a little bit. I'd worked at a magazine for about a year called Blaster. And, when I was still in high school, I was going to CES, which was where video games were before there was an E3. Before E3 started for real, they would show video games twice a year, in January and in June, in Las Vegas and in Chicago. And it was mind-blowing to go to those trade shows at age 16, 17, wearing my shitty sport coat, and pretending that I was like minimally professional or whatever it was. That Tetris documentary is really funny because there is the shot of me in the background there wearing said shitty sport coat, the only one I owned, and hanging out and playing video games. And from going to that, I met a few more people and saw that like that could be a job, that actually was something attainable. My friend from school, Glenn Rubenstein, hello Glenn, kind of got me into this. He just had the brilliant idea at age 14, I think, to write to the local newspaper and said, you should let me review video games for you. And So he was already kind of in that. And so, we became friends because the drama teacher at the high school saw that we were both the sort of people, even though we were in different classes, we were both interested in ripping off a lot of sketch comedy and starting a public access television show. And so she was like, you should meet this Glenn guy. And I was like, okay, all right, sure. And so, we became friends. We did a bunch of astoundingly stupid shit over the years. Just a mind-blowing list of incredibly dumb things. And then, and then Glenn had his reputation already as like, he's the video game kid. We'll get Glenn on here at some point to actually tell the story, because I actually don't know the full story. I just remember the controversy when I think he told a newspaper, he told some magazine that Nintendo bought him beer, and he was like fucking 14. And they were like, whoa. So, but look, we will actually ramble on about the past, and what this was like in the 90s, what this was like in the 2000s, and so on and so forth. I think it's finally time to really just kind of like tell those stories in a codified manner. But we're also here to talk about the future. I am now self-employed as of, whatever you want to call it, last night, tonight, today, this morning, whatever you want to do. And so I am actually literally going to click launch on this stuff right now. I don't know how long this will actually take. But I've got, let's see. I've got a podcast page in draft form. Okay, that is completed. We found one or more issues with I have to choose an update frequency. It's a weekly show. Save. Publish. Did it find another problem? Published. Okay. So we should be on iTunes. I'll paste this link into the chat. There's an episode 0 up there right now. I'm going to show you the fucking worst podcast art you have ever seen. I love this podcast art that I made late last night. But it is not good. Okay. Okay, I'll just drag this into the window and it'll probably be too big, but all right. Transform. Fit to screen. There you go. The Jeff Gerstmann Show. It's a podcast about video games. It is on iTunes right now. I will get it added to other platforms when I get some more time. In fact, if you just want a feed that is not platform specific, I'll paste that in right now. Chat is moving pretty fast. Hopefully this will be picked up. So I am I am absolutely in love with this fucking podcast art. It's terrible. Okay. So yeah, that's not all we're going to click launch on. I'm clicking launch now. And I believe that this is all done and dusted, but we are on Patreon now. And I'll paste that in the chat there. I think that's live. It's time to build something new. Some might say it's been time. That it's been time to build something new. And this all kind of happened a little quickly. So if it seems completely fucking ramshackle, it's because it's been a very interesting couple of weeks. I care about covering video games and covering the video game industry and having a damn good time while I do it. And that's what I'm after here. That's what I want to build. And I want to build it with you. Because, there's not, I don't, we'll put guests on the podcast, but at the end of the day, I think what I want to build is a community of like-minded individuals like yourself. And I want to hear from you about the things that you like, in addition to, kind of me using the knowledge that I've gained over the decades or whatever to kind of provide a lens into this stuff for you, my lens into this. And I'm doing this because I love video games. I fucking love video games. I love covering video games. I love interviewing people about video games. I love the video game industry, even though it's a shit show a lot of the time, right? I mean, God, between the labor issues and the sexism, like it's been, well, it's been terrible. But at the core, I find it's just so endlessly fascinating, this business. And I want to continue covering it. And I want to continue covering it in a manner that is direct with you. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to spend a bunch of time doing other stuff. I want to focus my time on providing things for you. And that's what sent me down this path ultimately. It's missing a bunch of art. It's missing a bunch of stuff. It all kind of came together a little quickly, but that depends on your perspective. It's either something that came together insanely quickly or has been coming together over the last 2 years or the last 8 or 9, I think, the folks I've worked with in the past, I don't think we've been shy talking about like the number of times it almost completely spun apart. The number of times it was like, hey, we should go do something else, like all that sort of stuff. And, yeah, so it's an interesting change. And I wish all the best to the folks that I, have worked with in the past. They're superstars. They are, a lot of fun, and it's bittersweet in a lot of ways. This whole thing, but it's time. Like I said, it's been time, and here we go, as they say. So, today we will do the first episode of the podcast. This isn't technically it. I wrote out some stuff. We've got a lot of Diablo Immortal to cover. It's weird. So it's kind of the weird thing about like, hey, I wasn't able to do anything for the last couple of weeks here. And a bunch of shit happened because we're in the early goings of this E3 window. And, that is, I was so what we're going to do today is kind of catch up a little bit. I haven't watched the Sony State of Play yet. I figured I would save that and we'll watch it, together. Someone asking to link the Patreon again. It's patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. If you're watching this on video, I had some brand names and some other stuff kicking around, and I was like, what about this? What about this? And I sent something off for trademark searches, and it came back like, you could probably do this one. But it was enough time for me to sit there and stare at it, YouTube channel. Yeah. I should create that, huh? There won't be any videos on it right now. It will not be my main YouTube channel, but yeah, I'll, let's go create that right now. Let's see. But yeah, so here we are. It's the Jeff Gerstmann Show. We're going to do a podcast about video games. We're going to do some hot shows and streams about video games. And then, you know, once we're satisfied that the video game aspect of this is being done pretty well, maybe we'll do some not video game stuff. I get these Gundam DVDs. You know, there's wrestling to watch, all sorts of stuff. So, but again, you know, it's the whole nature of this is like, hey, I'm all right. This is a one man operation. My wife's gonna help me out. She's helping out right now by watching the kids. My son started crawling this morning. Like, we got him up, put him down, tried to change his diaper, and then he literally started crawling, and whew, that's crazy. Yeah, he's been inching towards that for a while now, and it was just literally one of those things you're just looking at and go like, any day now that dude is going to start moving around a lot better. He was already moving around so fast, just rolling around in circles, and just like he could move sideways and turn and do this, and so he could cross a floor super fast. But today was the day that he just said like, well, all right, well, I'm gonna start moving forward. He's 7 months, 8 months, 7. Oh geez, I should know this. 8ish months. It's yeah. Yeah, so it's crazy times all around, and here we are. My daughter smashed her face real bad. It was like an interesting week for news around the household, and then the following day, my daughter took a step off a step. Well, actually, we don't know exactly what happened, but she fell and hit her face, and we had to take her to the dentist and all this other stuff, and her teeth are pushed in. They're her baby teeth. She's not quite 3, so that's a consolation. But yeah, her lip looked like hamburger meat. It was a whole thing. And she bounced back really well and was so good at the dentist. She's been watching a lot of Mr. Rogers around the house. Look, okay, you know what? Maybe we should start this as technically a podcast. Now that we've been talking for a while, I kind of just wanted to get some of the, I guess, housekeeping out of the way up top, and talk to you about what's going on. You know, it's always going to be one of those situations where, you know, some people are going to like, well, yeah, but what's the real, you know, and there's just, you know, we're going to move onward and upward, and we're going to do this, and it's going to be super fucking fun. So yeah, that's, let's see, I'll link this stuff one more time. The chat is moving so fast. Thanks everyone for showing up. Will there be a VOD of this? Yes. Is the Discord up? Yes. Is there anyone in it? I should click over and look. No. Oh, wait. Yes. Yes. The Discord is up. And hey, that's all in flux too. So, you know, like if you want more channels, fewer channels, if you, you know, I wanted to err on the side of fewer things rather than making 30 different channels for all this other stuff that no one ever uses and all that sort of stuff. So I kind of started with a smallish list of things. And, you know, this is day one. So, yeah. So again, that's, you know what, actually, before we can, how do I create a YouTube channel? I'm I'm going to type create a new YouTube channel. And it auto-completed to create a new YouTube channel and make money. Like, because I already have like a personal channel or whatever. So go to your channel list. Okay, here we go. Create a channel. All right. Create your channel name. We'll just type in the Jeff Gerstmann podcast. That'll be weird because there'll be things on this channel that are not a podcast, but I just need to type in something. This channel does not exist, it says. Okay. Upload a video to get started. Well, I'll upload this video later today. There's a URL for a YouTube channel if you want to subscribe to that. And I'll put that in the news channel on the Discord. Share with your followers. What? Okay, no, all right. That's okay. Well, fantastic. I want to thank everyone for being here. Greg, yes, if you need a co-host at some point, I'd love to do it. For kind of funny, all that sort of stuff. I just need to figure out my schedule. I've got some stuff in mind here about how these weeks will look, and we'll make some adjustments and we'll go from there. And yeah. And if you want on if you want on that Discord server, it's one of the Patreon perks. So, patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann is that. So that's going to be it. I'm going to hit stop on this video, and then we're going to hang out for a little bit and then start a podcast. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching.